Hello, it's Sarah from Hardcover Hearts, and I'm here with what will probably be a very quick week of reading wrap-up. This is where I talk about the books that I've read this week, what I'm currently reading, and potentially could read next week based on what I'm feeling. I had a very light reading week because we had really poor air quality conditions last weekend. And I do get a majority of my reading done on the weekend. So last weekend I had just kind of hit the wall, so to speak. It was just very, very difficult to have what was in essence 30 solid days of unhealthy air conditions where we weren't able to go outside and had to keep all of our windows shut and just recycle air in the apartment. So the oppression was getting to me. So I did like a Victorian woman and took to my bed last Sunday and watched K-dramas and I think I watched, I also watched Middlemarch because I hadn't seen the BBC presentation of Middlemarch. I think it was BBC. So I did that and didn't leave my bed, which is not like me, but I think I needed it. And when I woke up on Monday, I thought that what the AQI was supposed to be better. It was supposed to be better, get better Sunday evening, Sunday night. And I woke up and it was still horrible. And I just was so defeated. But by the end of the day, the AQI had changed and it was progressing. We were getting into better air quality. And then by the time we woke up on Wednesday, we could have everything open. And so it has been glorious since then. But I haven't got a lot of reading done this week. So let me tell you what I did get read, because it was only one. But I had to say it was not a good one. So as you know, I really enjoy a foreign mystery. And so I've been kind of dipping my feet in the water, so to speak, in the Venice series by Donna Leon, and this is the Commissario Brunetti series. And I wish I'd liked it. I can't tell if what I dislike about it is based on the time that it was written and what was popular then, and that it feels very dated or it feels like it's pushing too many boundaries. But, the writing was good. I think I really like the character of Commissario Brunetti and his family. But there was a level of violence in this book that was more than I was prepared for, more than I was expecting. And it was very, very hard for me to read and just made me think, I don't know if I want to continue. So in the last book, there was a man found dressed in women's clothing that was murdered. And that created this whole investigation, and there was kind of looking into the gay community, and you could tell that Donna Leon wasn't really versed in transgender rights, transgender life. And so there was just a lot of tropes and a lot of stereotypes that weren't very helpful. But at the same time, she was kind of centering Commissario Brunetti as someone who is even-handed and someone who wants to seek the truth. It just felt dated. It felt really dated. This also felt dated. It felt like something that would be in vogue from a thriller type thing. And I just don't like thrillers. I like mysteries, but I don't need that terror aspect that kind of sets me off, because it too often is involved with sexual violence, that kind of titillation for and bloodlust. I'm just not here for it. So this absolutely was not what I was expecting. And, it was, again, written well. I really like the character of Commissario Brunetti. I like his wife, Paola, and their daughter. I like being in Venice. I like understanding a little bit more about the Venetian police system and the Italian police system. but I don't know. I need to ask you all, knowing if you're a follower of my channel and you have continued on with Donna Leon, does it get better, or is this always a feature of her work? This kind of dance into thrillers and this violence. And if you've read this one, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. If someone is okay with like sexual violence, reading about that, and also trigger warning for rape. It was rape and torture. I should also say that. So yeah, as I'm saying it, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's really bad. But does she let this go and move on to other things? And does she deepen characters? So I would love to know if you have read more of her work. Please let me know, because there's enough there that I'm interested in if she would lose this aspect. Or if this becomes her style, this is just not something that's going to be for me. There it is. Okay, so that's the only thing that I finished. So it's kind of a bummer. But I am really, really enjoying some things that I'm reading right now. So the first thing is, even though I have the physical copy of this book, this is the Women's Prize winner, Maggie O'Farrell. She won for Hamlet, and I could not be more delighted. I love this book and was so happy that she got the prize for this. So I know I had bought this after reading Hamlet, and I thought, oh yeah, I really want to get to this. It just so happened it came up in my holds for the library. So I'm listening to the audiobook, and the narration is fantastic. It's fantastic. This is I Am 17 Brushes with Death. And this is a memoir. And she's writing about her experiences at different points of her life where she has faced death, and what that's done to her, how she's thought about it, how she got herself into those situations. And I think it's just so well done. It's so well done. The very first one is very triggering for potential sexual violence, so be aware of that. And she does talk about miscarriages in very, very poignant, intimate detail. But I think she does it sensitively. It's not done to titillate, and it's not overly dramatic. I think it's poignant and it's thoughtful, and the writing is beautiful. So I'm delighted, really enjoying that. So this book is something that I've been wanting to read for a very long time. I remember getting it out of the library and showing my mother because she came for a visit, and my mother loves reading mysteries as well. And I think that's where I get it from. And so she thought it sounded really great, and ended up getting it and reading it, and told me absolutely that I needed to get to it. So finally I'm getting to it, and she's right. It's magnificent. So I'm about halfway through. It is called Jade Dragon Mountain, and it is number 1 of the Li Du series by Elsa Hart. This is set in China, and this is a historical novel. So this is during the Manchu period. And we have a scholar, a traveling, wandering scholar who has been exiled from court. And so he's just wandering, and he's using this as an opportunity to learn about China and to wander through China. He ends up getting to this village, kind of this little city, at a few days before the emperor. And just so happens that his cousin is the magistrate of this city. And while he's there, a murder happens. And he really liked the gentleman who was murdered, who was a Jesuit priest. And he wants to figure out what happened. But he wants to do this before the emperor comes, because he needs to get out of Dodge. He does not want to have anything to do with the emperor. So, like I said, the writing is exquisite. There's just you really get a sense of place. And I do love a sense of place with both my historical fiction and my international mysteries. So this is hitting all the right notes. I'm enjoying it very much. I think the characters are really good. And she has 3 in the series. The last one she wrote, the third one came out in 2018. So I'm hoping for good things in this series. And then I'm about to jump back into Woolf. And I know I said this before, but Proust as well. I'm actually really looking forward to Proust this weekend. It feels like a weekend to sit outside in the sun and read Proust. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And I'm reading Proust with Leo of A Little Book Life and The Wolf with Elizabeth of Bookish North. And then regarding mood reading for next week, I don't know. I mean, we'll just see. I'm liking just kind of letting my mood take me where it does. You know, I always do that, but I'm kind of really doubling down on that now and not thinking too much about what I should be reading or for any kind of, you know, month thing or curation or any kind of list. But I'm in the mind frame of just needing to maintain my reading and get enjoyment and pleasure out of them. Not that you can't do both, but no pressure reading, I guess, is a better way to frame it. So that's it for me. A nice quick little catch up. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. I have a few tags that I'm actually videotaping and I'm going to be editing and getting up. So be on the lookout for that soon. And other than that, that's it for me for right now. Please continue to be safe. Practice safe social distancing, wear a mask, wash your hands, and don't touch your face. So that's it for me for now. Thank you. Bye.